James Jones with Home and Commercial Inspections. We're gonna look at the structure of the home. We went through almost the entire process, but now we need to look at the basement and the foundation walls. We need to look at the attic. So those are the two parts that we would consider structure. So when I get up here, I'm gonna look at the insulation, I'm gonna look at the ventilation, I'm gonna look at the decking, I'm gonna look at the trusses, I'm gonna look at a lot of things when I get up in the attic. So we're up in this attic, and immediately to the west, I can see where there's some mold up here on the decking. So that's more than likely going to be from poor ventilation. As I'm looking around, your insulation definitely has some gaps and voids in it. It looks like maybe over the years it's kind of compressed a little bit. So we're definitely going to need to improve the insulation in the attic. So I'm definitely going to take a couple of pictures of that. And then there's also what they would call a exhaust fan or a heated temperature fan up here in the attic that's designed to get the heat out of the attic space. So this particular fan is to increase the ventilation, and it is not functioning. So we're in the height of the day, maybe 180, 190 degrees in this particular attic. So that fan should actually be operating. And so since it is not operating in this particular attic, that would mean that it's not functional and needs to be looked at by a qualified contractor, because it's actually installed on the gable vent and it should be functioning in order to get the heat out of the attic space. And then you want to look at your rafters and you want to look at your ventilation. And I'm not really seeing any defects. We're wrapping up the structure portion. So we looked at the attic. Now we're going to look at your crawl space and your basement, okay? And your joists and things within this area. So first thing that we're gonna do is we're looking at the basement. We're gonna look, we have some actually bowing here on the walls and some stair-step cracking. Stair-step cracking looks like the seller tried to repair it as it goes down. We also have a leak in this corner. So this is wet. You see here, this is all wet. So we gotta document that we have an active leak. It's probably related to gutters. In the roofing section, the gutters were clogged, so it was an issue. If we look down this wall here, parallel with this wall, so come over here and take a look at this. This wall is bowing. 32 inches down is the frost line. So these two first courses of block don't count because they're above grade. So 1, 2, 3, frost line. Here's your crack. That's right where the ground doesn't freeze, and that hydrostatic pressure from bad grading and bad gutters is causing this basement to bow. And so that's what you're seeing here, is you're seeing this line right here where it's opening up back here. That's a crack in the foundation wall. That's a problem, okay? There's more evidence of it in the interior portion. We also seen in the front where there was a leak. So you can go back to the interior portion with Nick Philipsak and we can look at that leak that we also found, same as the structure. So we have a same issue here down in the basement. We have a gutters issue, we're leaking. More of the same cracking here. And then we have more stair-step cracking down in the basement. So here we got stair-step cracking as it goes down. These are all signs of water intrusion. More horizontal cracking. We moved the shelving out of the way, and you can see that you got some horizontal cracking here. That's at the frost line, okay? So that's an issue. So we're gonna document all that with the basement. We're gonna walk around and look at all your joists. We did that earlier in the inspection. We really didn't find anything wrong with the joists, no termite damage, no rot, no mold, no toilets leaking on the first floor. So we've looked at all of those things, but we're gonna look at this crawl space. And you notice how the insulation is up everywhere but on that back wall. Well, the chimney leaked, so that's below the chimney. You see that effervescence right there on the wall? That effervescence on the wall, that's right below the chimney. So that's another indication that that tuck pointing on the chimney needs to happen. We also need to refasten the insulation. One other thing that a lot of people do that you need to remember is don't close that duct that's right here inside of your crawl space. That's your ventilation. And we need that ventilation. So this trunk has a register on it to supply air, and we need that, okay? That's all I really have for the structure, folks. Just remember, when you're in these homes and you're on a showing with your realtor, just make sure you come down into these lower areas and you look at the basement walls, you look for efflorescence, you look for discoloration, you look at the different areas to make sure that there's no mold or mildew. And we found all of those things inside that home, which is indication of bad gutters, grade, and groundwater. So your structure, that's where those will show up. James Jones, Home and Commercial Inspections, thank you for watching our segments.